Hey guys, we're just leaving the house to head to Portland for just the night for fun. We want to go to a cool camera shop and the OMSI Museum, which is the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. We got a planetarium event and a tour of an old submarine and all sorts of other cool stuff that they have there. And then we, of course, want to go to Voodoo Donuts and get cool vegan donuts. Bring some of those back. And so with that, we're off. We have made it to Lacey Olympia area, and we're gonna go to Dirty Dave's, which I think we've been there before on video, but it's this really cool little pizza parlor. So I'm looking forward to getting that. And then I think we're gonna take Lana to Panda Express to get some food there, and then we'll continue our way south. This place behind me in the 100 degrees of bright sunlight is Dirty Dave's. Inside Dirty Dave's, Dirty Dave's pizza, fresh from the oven, really, really hot. Okay, now we're getting Lana Panda Express, and then we'll get back on the road.
Alright, we are just about to enter Vancouver, so that is where our hotel is. Christian's driving now. We're gonna hit our hotel and then figure out what we're gonna do.
So we've made it to our room and just gotten settled in a little bit at the Days in Vancouver, and this has been an interesting ride. Pull up to the hotel, and fortunately they do have free parking, which is part of why we chose this. But we go into the lobby, which is this kind of ill air-conditioned small area with none of the lights on. I don't know if they were trying to think maybe that cooled it down or something. And there was 3 associates working, one of whom didn't really seem to be involved with anything. And then 2 other associates, one who seemed to just be kind of hovering and maybe helping a new person in training or something. I didn't really understand what was going on. But we go to check in, and we're kind of waiting in line there for a little bit. And there's this guy hanging out by the door who's like, hey, close the door because it's hot outside. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And so he's waiting there for a little bit, and he goes up to the counter right before we do, and is like, hey, I'm here to check in and needed some weird thing, some change or something made. And basically it comes, he's being kind of curt, kind of short, and I don't know, you just seem like kind of a jerk, but he's like, is the pool open? And the staff member who is appears to be new or not having a good day or something like that was like, yeah, the chemistry in the pool is messed up and it takes a couple hours. And he's asked, when is it going to be ready? And she proceeds to say, it's been a busy day. There's rooms that need to be cleaned. Tons of people need to check in. There's people all over the place. I am not happy about this. And so he just says, I want to know, or he said, I just asked what time is it going to be ready? To which she just responds, you know what? You're being rude and I'm going to refuse you service. And then says, I can't handle this. I'm going away. And just casually walks into the back, leaving no one at the front desk. And so a few minutes later, another person comes out, and this guy's like, I don't really know what's going on. And after a few minutes, he's like, maybe I can apologize to her. And he eventually does, but I don't know. He was kind of a jerk in the first place. I don't know really how much making amends you could really do there. But we get to the front of the line. We go through our check-in. They did seem to have our reservation and everything, which is good and a little bit surprising. And so they give us our key cards, and we go to the room on the first floor. And I hear some noise in the room, and working at a hotel has taught me that it's never a bad idea to knock on the door before you go in. And so I'm like, maybe the TV's on or something. Knock on the door, and this woman comes to the door, and I'm like, okay, you just gave us keys to an occupied room? Cool. So we go back to the front desk, and we're like, hey, and it was not the person who was having a bad day, it was the other one. And we were just like, hey, you gave us the key to a room that has somebody in it. And so it takes them about 10 minutes to figure out what's going on. And they go back and forth and walk in and out of the room a bunch of times, and I don't know. But they give us 2 more keys and are like, hey, the room on the second floor, this should be good. And of course, we find out that there's no elevators in the hotel, so we have to get her up the stairs, which is unfortunate. But to be fair, we didn't ask for an accessible room, so we can't really hold that against him. But we get up here, and one of the 2 keys doesn't work, which, I don't know, I need to go downstairs and ask them about that again. But at least we get in here, and The room's not that bad. It's small, but it's clean enough. The beds look clean. It is air conditioned, which is good. I made sure of that online. Noisy, but hey, air conditioned, so that's good. So that's our experience over the last hour. So we're gonna find something to do that's not in this room and turn the AC back on, and then check in later.
It's been interesting.
Interesting hole in the ceiling. They did a really good job of that. This is the mystery switch. It doesn't seem to do anything. Sometimes that sconce turns on, but both switches seem to have something to do with that. I don't know. We're headed out to go do something, but now it smells like both cigarette smoke and weed in the hallway, like really bad, so that's nice. This is a good way to say we don't care.
Okay, so we just tried to visit Mount Tabor Park, and it didn't go so well. There was no real place to like see Mount Hood or anything cool. So now we are headed to Voodoo Doughnuts to see if we can pick up some vegan donuts there. They're really good, really good. But that's our update. A little bumpy, but that's cool. So yeah.
This is the satellite Voodoo Donut location on Davis. We'll probably come back tomorrow to get more things to take back with us, but we wanted some donuts now, so figured we would stop by. There's hardly anybody here, which is cool. They got it really hot in here. They have lots of varieties, and the top or the bottom shelf here are all vegan as well, which is cool, so Anna can have them.
Alright, so we are back at our hotel, just kind of ending our day now. We went to Voodoo, which I think Christian captured, and we ate some really good donuts, and then we went to Walmart, and then we just came back here, and now we're just kind of relax and go to bed. So thank you for watching today. We will have some more adventures for you tomorrow.
We are just starting off our day here on our second day. It's Monday. We stopped at Chick-fil-A right here to get some breakfast. Obviously checked out of our hotel and trying to figure out what we're gonna do next, because it's like 8:30. We woke up earlier than expected. So we'll probably head south down into Portland and see what's open. I want to go to a cool camera store there that sells a lot of film, and then there's some stores that I want to go to, and then we'll make our way to OSMI Museum.
Yay!
We're checking out a place called Pro Photo Supply, and according to their website, they have film much cheaper than anywhere else in Seattle, and even cheaper than online, so this should be cool. This is a really cool store inside here. Here's their big fridge full of film. This is actually really impressive. This is a lot more than I'm used to seeing at retailers. Alright, we got some cool film. They didn't have the color that I was looking for, but they had better prices than online and in Seattle, so that's still cool. Might check out another shop to see if they have the gold or super color that I want to try out. But now we're gonna kill some time before our 1:10 p.m. submarine tour. So maybe we'll visit some other cool shops, and it should be fun.
Yay!
We're about to go into a store that sells like rocks and gems and stuff. It is called the Fossil Cartel. Lana's paying for parking here for a few minutes, and then we'll go inside. I really appreciate that their parking app is called Parking Kitty. That's pretty cool. We're just getting to the OMSI Museum. This looks like the kind of little entry lobby way. We got a good parking spot, but it's like 110 out, so a little uncomfortable. But this should be fun. We're really excited to be here.
So we're with the dinosaurs, and dinosaurs revealed. Here's a dinosaur. Hello. Here's some more dinosaurs. Trying not to get anyone else. Ooh, hello. Oh, here's a baby.
Lana's in the restroom, so I'm just waiting here, hanging out in a wheelchair. We changed our schedule a little bit, so we're going to go to a different planetarium show. I think it's called like Worlds Beyond Ours or something like that. We heard it's supposed to be really cool. And then after that, we still have our submarine tour. And then we will start headed back towards home. So this should be cool. We went through the dinosaur exhibit, as you saw, and quickly through the like evolution of life, or natural science, whatever that was called, which was pretty cool. And now we continue on. We're about to head into the planetarium for a show about other worlds. And obviously I can't shoot any pictures or video in there, but I'm still excited. We'll check in afterwards.
Alright, so we just finished our planetarium show, Worlds Beyond Earth, and it was pretty cool. It talked about like Saturn and Jupiter and how they can't sustain life, and about Mars and Venus and how they also can't sustain life, and about how Earth is basically the perfect place to sustain life. So I thought it was cool. Christian, what did you think?
It was really cool. My neck hurts from looking straight up, but it was an interesting show and a big, cool way to watch things.
So yeah, now we're gonna use the bathroom and then head on over to our submarine tour.
We are getting ready to go on our submarine tour. Meeting up with the group over here, and I'll see if I can get any pictures inside. Not sure, but this should be pretty cool. We're approaching the submarine, going down all these ramps. It's a tiny bit cooler down by the water. I mean, we're thinking it's like 110 up there, which is pretty toasty. This is the kind of like dining room area of the submarine. I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot of shots in here, but we'll see a little bit.
There's one over here too.
This is like kind of the main control room. He said there'd be up to 14 people in here. And these are the periscopes that could see up onto the top of the water. Torpedo control and all sorts of stuff. They would use this equipment to listen for other watercraft. This is the torpedo room.
Well, Blue Bag can carry a total of 22.
This is the kitchen and mess hall sort of area of the boat. where the engines were controlled from. Here's the outside of the submarine. It's super hot again, so we'll head inside, probably head out soon. This has been really cool. Well, outside is not cool, but you know. We are leaving OMSI to start heading back towards home. This was really cool. Some of the museum wasn't open, like the main exhibits, but we got to go see dinosaurs and like natural history or something, and the submarine, which was actually really cool. It was really hard for Lana to get around in there just because it's a lot of steps and tight spaces and things like that, but I thought it was really interesting, and the planetarium show, which was pretty cool. So it's been a fun day, and we're gonna start heading home. I just wanted to point out that the car says 119 degrees, and that feels about accurate. I am headed into Voodoo again to get like a dozen or so donuts this time, and then we're gonna start heading back. We didn't want to do it yesterday since this 110 degree heat would totally destroy our donuts in the car, so excited to get some more. Alright, I got my fancy vegan donuts, so that's pretty cool. What isn't pretty cool is that 113 degrees. We are now stopping at Mod in Vancouver. Super clear skies, and like every surface is too hot to touch. Alright, time to crank up the AC and hit the road for home. We decided to stop somewhere north of Vancouver at a Dutch Bros to get some Red Bull Italian soda. They call it a Rebel, because I'm pretty sleepy and, well, she just wants Dutch, so.
Dutch.
Taking a little break from driving at a rest stop. We're like an hour from 405, so not too far from home. It's still like super freaking hot, and touching the window, it's like hot. So that's a thing. We are home from our little 2-day adventure. It was a fun trip, really, really hot, but we got to go to some cool places, and we will see you next time.